Hello, and welcome to the third episode of Adaptapals in person for the first time.
Oh my god!
Why did we
This
start a
is awesome.
podcast on a fucking...
We started in lockdown.
Why did we
and
do that?
in Zoom, and there's all sorts of mic issues.
But now we're in
But
person.
now we're in person.
So it should be fine, maybe.
It's great. I didn't know what Jack looked like beforehand. I'm joking. We're actually really great friends.
I'm a beautiful man, just so you know.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Oh, stop it.
You'll know if you watch him on Twitch.
Cheap plug. Hi,
Cheap
I'm
plug.
Jack, otherwise known as a forgotten donut.
And I am Dustin, otherwise known as Dustin_Caldwell.
That's not
on
really
Twitch.
otherwise known,
It's
is
just
it?
my name.
It's just your name.
It's just me.
Real creative username there, bud.
I think so. It's a funny story behind it.
Oh yeah? What's
Yeah,
that?
no, it's not that funny, but there's a story behind it. I made it
Your
for
name?
uni. Yeah, I made it for uni just so we could do like a performance on Twitch.
Right.
And then I'm like, my friend is streaming. Maybe I'll try streaming.
Yeah,
Can't be changing it. Now I'm just Dustin_Caldwell, but I've leaned into it.
You're
and
the
I'm
streamer.
I'm the streamer, Dustin. I'm just going to go with it, and everyone can deal with it. So, what are we talking about this week?
Oh, this week we're talking
Wait.
about... Whoa.
What is this show?
Oh my god, what is this show? This show is Adaptapals. That's what you're listening to. Hello. Adaptapals. We are pals and we adapt things.
What do we adapt, Jack?
Well, this week we're adapting Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass.
We're taking that comic / movie and we're thinking, what would be the best video game? How would we make a video game out of
Probably
it?
something where you beat people up, I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, fuck, I just blanked.
I'm keeping all of this in.
Keep this in, yeah.
It's time for a little bit of a history. of
I think,
Kick-Ass.
yeah, so history of Kick-Ass. So basically, Mark Miller, a famous comic writer and creator, and I think he does the art.
Maybe.
I know he didn't do the art on Kick-Ass. No, that's John Romita Jr.
Ooh.
They created together. So Kick-Ass in 2008 was when the first comic came out. It follows the story of one Dave Lazuski, and he's a comic-obsessed teenager, as we all were at 14, 15, 16, and still are. He decides to follow his dream of becoming a superhero, and he only finds out it's actually difficult and brutal. So he meets Hit Girl and Big Daddy. They're a father-daughter crime fight. That's a great name.
I forgot his name was Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. Nicolas Cage, everybody.
I wasn't prepared for you to say those words so quickly.
I just said it so straight.
Yeah,
as well.
that's what it really added to it.
So yeah, they're a father-daughter crime-fighting duo, and they're way more prepared. Like, they're actually doing it. They're killing people, and it's violent. And Dave is just like, holy fuck.
What have I gotten myself into?
Yeah, exactly. He's like a really cool ability set because he's just a human, but he gets like in a serious car accident and is left with no feeling in his nerves, or little to no feeling. So he basically then gets this idea in his head that he is invincible. Not the comic book character.
The amount I want to edit in.
Yeah.
If this was a video
You'd
podcast,
have
I would
that,
put in
yeah.
the invincible meme.
Yes, so he basically gets this like inflated sense of not being able to die or feel pain. He just keeps getting the crap beaten out of him. It's really, really interesting. And he fights a supervillain called Motherfucker.
What a name.
Which is a great name. And he fights I think it's the Genovese crime family over the course of the comic books. And they're great comic books if you've not read them.
I have not.
They're awesome.
I
Highly
should.
recommend. And I think the films are pretty good.
I really like the first one.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of the second one. I think I've only seen it once, but the first one's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
I do remember, and I'm sorry to go here this soon, like this early into the podcast. I'm pretty sure there's a scene where he has sex, right? In the first
Yes.
one. But he ain't got no feeling.
Oh!
What's the go there?
What a poor guy.
How's that? Either he can't get it up, or he never comes, which maybe helps.
Maybe.
Lucky her,
I
but
can go all night.
yeah,
All nights.
Sorry, I was trying
That's
to go there
weird.
that quickly. I just thought
Dirty-minded.
of it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because the comic doesn't touch on that as far as I remember.
Yeah, I doubt many people are touching him either.
Maybe not. That's a funny thing with like his relationship in the movie. He has like that girl in the comics. She's not his girlfriend ever at all. He's just obsessed with her, and then that doesn't go anywhere. In the film, they have them get together, and like you root for it because it's like they want to be together and everything. And then in the second film, straight away, they just like have her ditch him and like cheat on him and that's it.
Oh.
And I'm like, why would you do that? It's such a weird, jarring thing. Second film's not as good as the first one in my opinion. I enjoy it, but
I feel like that was the general consensus. I don't remember hearing many good things.
No,
about
I don't either. Yeah, so that's history of Kick-Ass. He's been around for a couple of years now, and there's new series coming out. There's like Girl, and there's a new version of Kick-Ass, which we'll get into a little bit later.
Beautiful. There's also been 2 Kick-Ass video games already.
Oh, yeah.
The first one appears to be an iOS game, which I hadn't heard of. It's like a... I don't know what it is. Like, I'm looking at pictures as we speak, and I still don't know what it is.
Oh.
It was also released for the PlayStation Network, which...
Is it still available? Did we check on the PlayStation Store?
Oh, I haven't.
Let me do that while you tell us about it.
Yeah, it is it's a beat 'em up, naturally.
Yeah.
That just kind of makes sense. And it doesn't look good. It was released in 2010. Gameplay, here we go. Let's have a look.
Oh wait, so it was released alongside the film.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a film time.
If I look up Kick-Ass the game...
Yep, that'll be it.
I gotta go to the PlayStation Store.
So it's 1 to 3 characters. Kick-Ass, Hit Girl, or Big Daddy you can play as.
What?
I don't think... It was... Oh my word. The Metacritic score is 24 on the iOS out of 100, and 33 on PS3.
Jesus,
so that's
and
not,
it's the same game over both consoles.
to my knowledge, from what I can see.
That's so good.
It's one of those, like, the early PSN where it's just apps and shit, you know?
Oh, so it's like still an app game on
I
PlayStation.
think so.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Back when
And-
PSN, like, digital games was only just starting, I guess.
Weird. I've just looked up Kick-Ass game on the PlayStation Store. It's not coming up, so
Okay.
I imagine that they took it off.
Although it'd be the PS3, not the PS4.
That's true.
So maybe.
And you'll be able to get an emulator, so if you ever wanted to try it,
Which it doesn't look like we want to.
and we don't want to, but if we did,
We're good.
we could.
There's
presumably.
Kick-Ass 2 as well, which looks a little bit better. It's another beat 'em up.
Graphically, it looks better.
It
but
is
probably
still
not.
on Steam, actually.
So we're going to try it.
You can get it for $6. We should have streamed it before.
Should have.
That is a mistake.
You should do that. No, you should stream it and then give a review.
Oh, I can do it this
You
way.
could play it,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we could review it on a later episode. Do a brief
I
review.
like it.
Let's do that.
Yeah. And it doesn't look great either. It's 5 out of 10
Not
on
gonna be
Steam.
great.
It's not terrible.
How much did you say it costs on Steam?
Like $6?
I'll give you half that, I guess.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's another
okay.
beat 'em up. It's 5 bosses in total. I'm just reading the Wikipedia. No one needs to know that.
And there's no other Kick-Ass games.
Oh.
It's just those two.
Heavily criticised for its technical glitches.
Amazing.
Maybe I should really stream it. That's
You really
kind
should.
of good. What's the Metacritic? Let's have a look. 1.9 user score.
That's insane.
That
Is
is
that out of
poor.
10, right? That's Metacritic.
Oh, never mind. It's poor, but it's because there's 2 reviews total. One of them was 5 out of 10. One of them was 1 out of 10.
Insane.
Well, that's the Kick-Ass video game.
It's the Kick-Ass video game history. Not much.
No.
Not very good. Jack's gonna play it for you all.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Don't run me into this.
Okay. What else is there? I
I
guess
don't think
we just want to jump into some interesting and terrible news that happened
Let's
this
do some
week.
Game Break News Break.
Alright. So,
What have you got for us?
this week sucked.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Cyberpunk, famous 2020 darling of the gaming industry.
Everyone loved it.
Everyone was so hyped.
It was actually
Came out,
little
rave
known fact,
reviews.
it was taken off the PlayStation Store because it sold too much.
Really?
Yeah, they were just like, "Whoa, settle down!
What?
Our servers can't take it. We have
We
to."
cannot
take it."
handle this game. It is so good.
Everyone bought the game, so they thought, "Well, we can take it off because no one
Because no one
doesn't
needs
have
it anymore. It's like the new Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah,
It's
everyone has
top
it.
of the charts every week. Actually, no. That's not the case. It was garbage.
I actually played it.
You played it?
I played it day one on
Yeah.
that base PS4.
Oh, God.
How would you like a review?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us.
I don't know how many words this is. It doesn't matter. I was going to say in 10 words, but then I couldn't figure out how many words it's going to be.
25 words or less.
In 25 words or less, here's my review. The loading screen took 20 seconds to load. No, sorry, the pause screen.
Oh.
The pause screen took 20 seconds. I hit start.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait 20 seconds. I thought about just waiting
So
20
you
seconds.
hit start and then wait 20 seconds and you get onto the menu.
And then I get onto the start menu. That is how poorly it ran.
And then how long did it take to get into the game?
Oh, very.
Because you know what's really funny? And here's like a funny thing about game load times. Mm-hmm. I recently played Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on the Wii. Mm-hmm. And that's like a childhood game of mine. I love it. Anyways, the load time to bring up the menu and everything was probably like 30-40 seconds.
That's so long.
It's long. The actual load time getting into the game was near instantaneous.
What?
It was like 10 seconds, it was like 10-15 seconds to go.
That's wild.
From like the actual just like select your save, then playing the game was so fast, and I'm like, what is this? This is next gen load times. Yeah.
Okay, no, it took like a minute.
That's insane.
It ran so poorly.
It was like Anthem as well did that.
Yeah, the Anthem was also
bad. I almost bought that.
Oh,
I wasn't going to buy it. Like I've got EA Play,
and
I was going to download it, and I had it queued to download last night.
Why?
And then I just had like a moment of realization. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing?
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, because my friend was like, maybe you should try it and see it. Like maybe you'll get like 2 hours of fun out of it. And I was downloading it, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's a loot shooter. I hate loot shooters. And I don't want to play this. Why am I doing this? I have actual games to play. So I didn't.
Good. Play Persona 5 instead.
No.
It's really good.
Later.
Yeah.
I do plan on playing it. It's like, it's there. I own it. But just not yet.
That's you need time.
So yeah, Cyberpunk's back on the PlayStation Store. That's the news, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's back.
Yeah, so it's come back on the PlayStation Store. Back with a vengeance. Not really, though.
I hope it sells poorly.
It's $69, I think.
Nice, but also what?
Yeah, it's insane.
That's too much money.
It's a lot of money for...
I did see there was actually... there is a warning. There's a disclaimer saying, don't buy this.
Yeah.
It doesn't work still.
It's like, if you have a base PS4, strongly do not recommend.
Yeah.
It's basically advertising like PS4 Pro and PS4 5. The PS4 5.
The
That's
PS4
my
5,
favourite. Yeah. The PS45. That's my favourite console.
I've never seen a store say, hey, don't buy this before. So that's pretty revolutionary.
Does it literally say don't buy this?
Basically. I mean, we don't recommend you purchase it on this console. That's insane.
That's insane. Imagine having made that game. Like, just not an executive, you're like just a developer, to then have it come back on the PlayStation Store. Only to say, we don't recommend buying this.
Yeah.
That sucks. They should just not have it down there for at least a year. And then put it out for $10.
I thought they were going to do it with the PS5 release.
What do you
thought
mean,
they
like
would have
they
just, when they've finally finished that PS5 version...
Oh, yeah.
Just chuck it on the store together.
Yeah, that makes
Because then
sense.
it's almost like a new... Hey, it's a re-release.
Yeah, so there's like a PS5 game and do like the trigger thing and the actual good frame rate thing and all that stuff.
Wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. That's insane. That's great. Do you want to do the other news? The other big bit of news?
Yeah, let's do the other bit of news.
Alright, because this is depressing and I hate it.
Alright.
So I only recently found out, so in Far Cry 5, there was a guy who was working on a fan project to recreate the classic 007 GoldenEye game, which everyone remembers from their childhood. And if you don't, you didn't have a childhood.
I never played it. I played it at a friend's house once.
It was great. I didn't play it like when I was really little. I played it like a youth group. Mm-hmm. When I was probably in like 4, there was a voice crack. I was like,
you'll grow up one day.
Yeah,
Can't wait till puberty hits.
Yeah. So I played a youth group. It was just so much fun. Like N64. So the guy was recreating that in Far Cry 5 because they have like a very detailed level editor. And Ubisoft, presumably from a maybe like copyright strike or something from MGM, who owns Bond, was just like, no, we're going to delete it. And it only happened after the guy had finished doing everything, and then it was reported on 2 months ago. So this just happened today. There's been an article I was reading from Kotaku before. And I'm like, that sucks. If I had known that existed, I wouldn't have sold Far Cry 5. So I'm disappointed and upset.
It's just
Fuck
another...
you, Ubisoft.
Yeah, why... Yeah. What are you going to earn from that? What does anyone lose from that? Unless they're doing a GoldenEye remake soon.
Which they probably
are. But, who's losing out there?
No one.
It's just fan-made.
It's the guy's not making any money off of it.
Mm.
I guess the maybe Ubisoft is technically profiting off of it because people are buying it for that.
I guess.
But still, it's like they're not really profiting off of Bond.
No.
Specifically, they're profiting off of Far Cry 5. And it's like... it's just so annoying.
It's not like it plays like the original. It plays like Far
Far
Cry
Cry
5.
5. Yeah.
It just happens to
Which
be...
means it plays better than the original.
You can just get an emulator if you want.
Yeah. But still, super disappointing. And there was like a Far Cry... There was a GoldenEye remake that leaked recently that was canned.
For the Xbox?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that. It was actually shockingly
It looked
good.
nice. Yeah, I didn't watch the gameplay, but yeah, people said it looked really nice. There was one that came out with Daniel Craig, which is not bad.
Yeah.
I played that on the Wii, and I really enjoyed it.
Wii versions are surprisingly good sometimes.
Yeah, it was cool. You had the motion control gun and everything, and it was a fun game. But yeah, there was like a proper one in the works, which apparently looked really good, and they cancelled it for some reason. Who knows?
Wasn't it like done?
Yeah, probably.
Weird.
A lot of it's like games get cancelled just for like odd reasons. You're like, oh, shuffling around upstairs, and therefore we can't do it anymore. Anyways, that's the end of our Game Break News Break Game Break.
It's weird. We're sticking with
We're
that.
sticking with that. It's a stupid thing that Jack said day one, and you didn't even need to say it, but here we are.
I did it. Game Break News Break Game Break.
So, yeah, as we said, this week we're talking about Kick-Ass, and I'm a big fan of Kick-Ass, so I'm just really excited to do it.
So you got a pitch for us?
I got a pitch for us,
A
yeah.
pitch for the ideal Kick-Ass game?
I think I'll start us off. So I had this idea for an open world game, or a semi-open world, like with districts or something, it doesn't really matter. And my thinking was Kick-Ass is based on like this, well, it's not quite based on it, inspired like the... That's going to come through.
That's absolutely going to come through. Shut up, birds!
Yeah, hey birds! Trying to record a podcast!
Shut up! Thank you.
We're keeping this in. Oh, they just came back and
No!
walked away.
Fucking hell.
Oh, that's really picking it up.
Yeah.
This bit's gone on too long, they need to shut up. Oh, that is bad.
You know what? You're going to get birds in the background.
We're just going to have birds in the background.
I'm leaving this in.
Yeah, that's all good.
Or I might cut out some of it.
Where was I? Yeah, so Kick-Ass inspired the real life superhero movement. Like it was sort of a thing that was happening in America, but I think with Kick-Ass it got it going. And that's essentially people like you or me dressing up as superheroes and going and just doing good shit in the community. It's a cool idea, like, you know, go and help out the homeless and with, like, food and everything. Some people took it too far, which we won't get into because it's crazy. But Kick-Ass was, like, really, like, built on that idea. So that's kind of where I want to center my game. I would like you to play as Dave Lazuski, as Kick-Ass, and my idea was you could either choose to be like a hardcore vigilante through certain quests, or you could choose to be a, like, man of the people, you're helping out the homeless and everything. But the core of the game is you still have to stop the crime families. Sorry. You're in this open world, and if you, say, team up with Hit Girl more, you get more combat skills, and you actually become a more lethal vigilante.
I like it.
And if you go and help out the homeless, you're not spending enough time learning combat and everything. So when you actually go and get into fights, you've got to rely more on his... I was going to say healing factor. It's not a healing factor, it's a I don't take damage factor.
Yeah.
Well, I don't take mental damage. I don't have pain. Yeah, so it's like... It would be harder if you were... I don't want to say a good person helping people out, but like if you choose that path, it's going to be a harder combat-based game. But if you choose the Hit Girl path, you're then neglecting the city.
So it's kind of similar in, like, Infamous.
Yeah.
Of having, when you're a bad guy, you definitely have more destructive powers.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can fuck people up. But then when you're a good guy, you've got more almost protection and defense.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it would be like... It's like sort of... You know, we talked about morality systems in the first episode with Venom. But it's kind of like a morality system, but not one that makes Dave a good or a bad person. It's just this is how he wants to approach being a superhero.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be really interesting, because it's like, they're not strictly forcing it into focusing on just how the comics are or just how the films are. It's like, well, if I want to be Kick-Ass and be the badass that he wants to be, you can do that. I thought that'd be really cool. Villains would be like just the crime family from the comics, stopping criminals, fighting the motherfucker. Still a great.
Every time I hear it, it's a little nod. Like, yeah, it's the opposite reaction that I have to Big Daddy. Big Daddy, like, oh, bad. But then motherfucker, I'm like, yeah, here we go.
He's so funny. I think one of my favourite scenes in the film is where he shoots his daughter, like when he's training her to. This sounds really bad.
Well, I've forgotten this.
So he's like training her to take a shot, like because he's training Mindy to be Hit Girl.
Yeah.
And he's training her. She's got like a bulletproof vest on, and it's all like, "All right, honey, you're not gonna feel a thing." And then he shoots her. And she goes flying.
So good.
And it's Nicolas Cage's Big Daddy, and he's just amazing.
Nicolas Cage anyway is great.
Yeah, so that's, I think, what I would do. Like, story is essentially just follow the story of the comics, but the sort of core for me would be like a combat system that's determined by your choices in the story and how you want to approach stuff. And then with the combat, again, like last week, I think this is something I'm going to change up in the next couple of episodes. Probably make different games. Because combat would be like your typical third-person brawler stuff.
Naturally.
Probably borrowing more from Spider-Man's creativity over Arkham's, like, magnetism stuff. Yeah, I think because when if you're being like a fun vigilante, it's not fun, but... If you're being vigilante, you want to get creative, so maybe like some different dirty tactics and stuff would be really cool.
Okay, right. I think when you said creativity, my brain went to agility, and I didn't think he was...
I don't think he's that agile.
No.
Yeah.
So it would be that kind of... Would you have free flow combat?
Not like Arkham. More like, I was gonna say the Yakuza one, but I didn't like the combat system in that. I would say... more brawler stuff. If you ever played Mad Max, that kind of violent, hard-hitting. That's such a good combat system in that game. That feels so good.
That's a weirdly great game.
It's weirdly good.
It shouldn't be as good as it is.
I discovered something last night. Which I discovered ages ago, but I thought about it last night. I have 9 hours on that game, but I think that's recorded wrong. So I'm pretty sure I played it for like 30 at least. Yeah. It's a weirdly good game. It's got like it suffers from some of the stupid open world mechanics, but. Is weirdly good. This is a fun car game. Yeah. Fun, violent, brutal combat game. Yeah, so I think that's my kick-ass pitch.
I like it.
There's not much more I would say. Would I have stealth, I wonder? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking costume, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Customization and stuff.
Absolutely.
Would you be able to customize it yourself, or would it depend on the path?
I think customize it yourself.
Okay.
Because if you have it depending on the path, that, again, makes it sound more... like a good or bad thing.
No, sorry.
That's where my mind went, if that's not what you mean.
Get like a purple and black, like kind of more in line with...
Oh, true.
With Hit Girl, and then if you protect the city, maybe it's blue and white, that kind of like...
Or it's like he keeps his like standard green and yellow tights, because he's just protecting the city. Or maybe, here's an interesting twist, he wears more armour when he's out on his own and with other just real-life superheroes. Oh. And when he's with Hit Girl, he wears less armour because he's training to be lethal without having to rely on body armour and stuff. Without having to rely on a lot of body armour. I just think it would be so much fun. I think if you went the Hit Girl path, you'd probably get more of a free-flow, agile combat system. Yeah. And if you went the other path... The idea I was thinking is like there'd be like other real-life superheroes who you'd team up with. And then it would kind of spiral from there. And like you'd have a more brutal combat system. And maybe Dave would get beaten more, but he wouldn't necessarily have lost an encounter. Yeah. He might get knocked out, but the civilians get away. I think that's an interesting thing. Yeah, video games as well.
I really like the health system in Superman Returns, the video game. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, with the cities in danger.
Yeah, I don't think it's that full, but like... Oh, sorry, we wouldn't go that full with it, but like that... the winning... condition of the mission isn't beating up the bad guys, protecting civilians. It doesn't matter what happens to you. You can go to the hospital. It's fun.
Go to the hospital and his dad finds out who he is how the movie went, I think.
That's how it was about?
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
It's such a fucked up movie.
I'm just glad the birds are maybe gone.
I think they're gone? No.
I'm going to try and edit it out as much as I can.
I don't like it.
No, it's at all. It'll depend on how loud it is. If it's just in the background, it'll be fine.
That's fine, yeah. It's an interesting one. It's sorry, if you listen to podcasts and you can hear other things in the background sometimes. It's all good. Anyways, yes, that's my pitch. And I don't have a name for it. I think I'd just call it Kick-Ass.
Yeah, there's not really
Kick-Ass. And if you want to piss people off, like myself, the game.
I think Kick-Ass the game is already the name of
That's the name of the original one.
So it's fine.
The
You
movie
just
one.
call
Just
it
be called Kick-Ass. Or Kick-Ass and Kick-Girl, or something like that. Yeah, alright.
I'm a fan. I'm worried because you have taken a little bit of mine, but that's okay. That's okay. There's a bit of crossover this
Do we
week.
want to hear yours now, or do we want to do some trivia and fun facts?
So I think we'll do trivia before the fun random game.
Yeah, that's good.
Because at the end of every episode, I'll pitch it now. Why not? At the end of every episode, we have to spin the wheel of random genres.
Yeah.
And just hope we get a good one and try and figure out a Kick-Ass game.
Alright, well, let's hear your pitch. I'm excited. I'm keen.
I'm going full RPG.
Oh, with loot?
Maybe. The worst part is I don't like these types of games.
Yeah.
But it works well for it.
Oh, okay.
A MMO Destiny type.
Right.
So I wouldn't have you play as Kick-Ass. I'd have you make your own little... We were talking about everyone joins in. And I don't think there's a great superhero MMO. There was City of Heroes.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
It was around mid-2000s.
My first thought is DC Universe Online.
DC Universe Online exists, and
Terrible.
that's fine. I've played too much of it, it's fine.
Oh, I barely tried. I tried it.
That's fair.
I made a speedster character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I called him. Mr. Quick or something. No, it wasn't that.
Yeah, something yeah. No.
I gave him a name and gave him a costume, and then I started playing like, it doesn't feel like I'm a man with super speed. I don't like this. And gave up.
I've played the tutorial like 8 times because I keep starting it again. Like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe this will have fun.
Maybe it'll be good this
I'll
time.
have fun. It's not bad.
There's
It's
recently
just
an update for it.
they're still making updates for it.
Yeah, there was something big.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just make a Justice League game.
Well, they're doing when we can kill the Justice League.
They are. Do you reckon they'll kill the Justice League in that game?
Maybe.
I reckon we'll kill maybe like Hawkman or something.
Yeah, we'll kill a
Some lame
low tier.
character. Yeah. They're not going to kill bloody Superman.
But how funny if they did.
Did you see the new Suicide Squad trailer? For the movie?
Good.
You know the thing with it's not Deadshot? Shit. Bloodsport.
But basically Deadshot.
He's basically Deadshot.
He's got a daughter.
He's got a daughter and being manipulated with the daughter, but he is, in the movie, he's in prison because he shot Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool.
I like that a lot.
That's like a thing from the comics as well. Did he shoot Henry Cavill Superman?
Yeah.
Did he shoot Christopher Reeves Superman, maybe? No. What if it's that universe?
No, because it's got Margot Robbie.
That's true. But, it could also be set like Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. It could be Superman Lois, maybe shot him.
I just like that they're fucking about with the... They're just giving James Gunn
giving
whatever
up,
they
yeah.
want.
It looks good. I'm
Just
excited.
do it good. But yeah,
Alright, back to your pitch. We got
MMO, RPG, that kind of thing. You're going to make your own superhero.
Yes.
You're going to be dropped in the city. And
awesome.
it has a similar system. This is where, like, the crossover, but instead of siding with either Hit Girl or the city, it'd be with Kick-Ass's team or the motherfuckers team.
Right.
Because I don't remember much of movie 2, but I remember there were 2 different...
Yeah, there's like, the bad guys have a thing. They get like a cool base and everything.
Yeah. And then you've got the Kick-Ass team, which is DC Online. You can pick which one you... But I feel like instead of being locked in from the beginning, you make those choices and it slowly brings you towards one of those
That's
groups.
cool.
That's where I think a Destiny would work better. Because MMO is very, like...
Yeah, would it just be a Destiny?
Choices don't really matter, from the ones I've played at least. Where Destiny, I feel like, because it's more linear, would work better as...
Yeah.
You'd be able to make these choices.
Would you fight the motherfucker at the end of the story, or would that just be like a thing that happens? Because I kind of like that as just a thing that's happening in the background while you're just taking on grunts.
I feel like there'd be events and shit.
Yeah.
Where, depending on which side, you could beat up Kick-Ass.
Yeah. This could be a game that you would like, by the way.
Maybe.
If it's made properly. Any of these any game will work for anyone if it's made properly.
That goes without saying. Yeah, controversial statement. A good game is a good game.
Yeah, but like, if they didn't fill it with microtransactions and loot and stuff like that, then I would be open to it. Because I had that idea ages ago. Like, I was thinking, how cool would it be for a game where you make your own superhero? I didn't think about online. I was just like, it'd be cool to make your own superhero in a game.
It's shocking it hasn't been done that much.
Exactly. And it's like, then you got DC Universe Online, which just controls poorly and looks poor and is just outdated feeling. It's like, as long as your game was made with heart and everything, and it might be better by people who actually cared, it'd be really cool. I'd play the crap out of that.
I really
and it'd be set in the Kick-Ass universe.
Being able to get a little group, a few friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And making your own little alliance or whatever. There'd be like the big league, I guess you pick, either Kick-Ass or...
What do they call it in the film? I
I
can't remember. I think it's the League of... It's like the League of Justice or something.
Oh, perfect.
I think that they call themselves.
So on the nose, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
And you could have... I just want Spider-Man to be multiplayer. Okay, there it is. I want Spider-Man to be multiplayer.
Oh, so here's a bit of a game break thing.
Yeah.
Insomniac put out a call for assistance for hiring is the term I'm looking for. Looking for people to make a multiplayer game.
I have not heard this. What?
This came out. This is like an Instagram post from Insomniac yesterday.
Oh shit!
They're hiring for a multiplayer game. They haven't said what game it is. It could just be a multiplayer Ratchet and Clank. It could be a multiplayer Resistance 4 or something. But it could also be a Spider-Man game that's multiplayer.
Oh, give me that. Put it in my mouth.
Really would. I saw someone comment who was like, they should do it. They should do like a game with Spider-Gwen and like Spider-Verse. I'm like, that should be its own separate game.
Yeah.
But do that multiplayer. Do like a co-op experience where it's like Into the Spider-Verse and merge the art styles in one Franken game.
Okay, stop with... I can't. Stop with Spider-Verse. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's enough. It's good. Leave it alone. I can't. This is my tangent. I can't even. I have to. I am so sorry.
You don't want Spider-Man No Way Home to be a Spider-Man.
Stop it!
I understand.
There's too much. I love Into the Spider-Verse so
It's
much.
a brilliant movie.
Leave it
the
at
best
that.
One.
We don't need any. Put Tobey Maguire and fucking Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland in that.
Yeah.
Put them in that.
Yeah.
They don't need their own live action one. They don't need.
Yeah.
Stop it. Don't make it a game. Don't make it a this. Enough. I'm over it.
That's fair.
I'm over it.
That's fair.
Oh,
I want it more than anything.
stop it!
More than I think.
You're the problem.
6, I want it just because it'd be so cool.
You're the problem. Stop it!
It'd be so cool though.
I'm over it.
That's fair.
Oh yes, so
disagree.
my game's gonna be RPG. It's gonna be your own squad. I'm sorry. I'm out of it now.
What is this podcast again?
Jack rants.
Yeah, no, look, I think your game would be great. Does it have a name?
No, because I don't know enough about Kick-Ass.
Is it also just called Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass and the motherfucker.
I
but
think,
I feel
like,
you'd get in trouble for
You
that
would
title.
name it... Yeah, Kick-Ass versus the motherfucking
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice. I think you would just name it something like...
What is the city name?
I think it's just in New York.
Ah, fuck.
Kick-Ass Gangs of New York or something.
Kick-Ass the leagues of shit. Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kick your own ass.
Ass Kickers.
Ass kickers.
That's my
Perfect.
favourite. It's a terrible joke. His friend, who is Evan Peters, actually, Quicksilver.
Oh shit! Really?
So yeah, his friend becomes a superhero as well, but he calls himself Ass Kicker, and he's just got an inverted Kick-Ass costume, like inverted colours. So Kick-Ass, if you don't know, wears like green and yellow, and he becomes, so it's like he does green and yellow, but it's like the pattern's inverted. I'm like, that's so good. And then he joins up with the motherfucker, and he's called Ass Kicker because they're like, dude, you just kick ass, just fuck off. It's so good. Yeah, I like your game. I would play it.
Yeah, it's shocking to me that there hasn't been a.
Would you have stealth and stuff in there? Not every game needs stealth. No, yeah, just all be.
I think it'd be a. Well, it would depend because you're making your own superhero. There'd be so many different kind of power.
Absolutely.
Although it's in a realistic
Would
world.
you do superpowers? There's the question.
I would.
Yeah.
But in that Kick-Ass world of like, you've got a flame character, but he just has a flamethrower.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or like
Yeah.
what's his name? Dr. Gravity, I think. He's got a gravitational baseball bat.
Yeah,
It doesn't work.
Yeah, that kind of shit. But it would work, but
Yeah.
not really.
What's like you can do? There's like tech-based heroes in it. There's like this guy rocks up, and he goes, "Oh, I can fly," and he's got wings and everything. And then they say, "Oh, well, show us," and then it doesn't work, and they're like, "So you can't fly, so fuck off."
Yeah.
But then the end of the comic reveals that he actually did work it out, and he's
that's
flying
sweet.
around at the end. I'm like, that's really sweet. Anyways,
I think if... I don't know if it would work, but I think it's a funny idea.
Yeah.
Of... It's almost like the concept is live-action role-playing.
Yes.
So, in the reality of the game, you've got that gravitational baseball bat and it's knocking people away. But in the reality of the world, it's just you're hitting someone with a baseball
It is-
bat. But in their
it's
minds,
dead
they're
now,
like the
yeah.
coolest
Yeah,
fuckers in the
exactly.
world.
It's like you could have like a system where when you get into a fight, it goes into this comic book reality.
Yeah, that's
And
exactly.
that happens, and then after the fight ends, you just see like everyone's just dead. Um,
Yeah, I love that. That is exactly
Yeah.
what I want.
And it's
And you
like,
have,
yeah,
like,
you have the
pow.
pow and everything. I was thinking like when you wear the Vibe the Verse suit in Miles Morales, like the Into the Spider-Verse suit,
Yeah.
the one you hate. You wear that and
Cool
then you
suit.
get the pow and the smack and everything, and you
Yeah.
see all the stuff. I'm like, that would be so cool. And then yeah, it just like cuts back to reality, and there's just brains.
Brains everywhere. That is exactly what I want. I think that would be so much
It's
fun.
a big great game. All right,
Oh, thank you. Are we off to
I
trivia
think
time?
let's move on to Kick-Ass Trivia. This is
Right.
our segment, our trivia segment, and fun facts. So this is a really, really, really cool one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll leave that. Let's go Kick-Ass. Volume 3 has this funny bit where Dave wants to recreate the famous scene from Batman Year 1 where Batman's like, "The gentlemen and ladies of Gotham, you have eaten well." There's my Batman impression.
Beautiful.
It's pretty good, I think. But he goes to do that, and then everyone bitches out, and they don't do any stuff up. He's embarrassed. But I think by the end of the comic, he does do it. It's like another one of those things
Yeah.
where... Yeah, so that's a fun little thing. And that ties into the fact that Mark Millar's inspiration comes from his own childhood. You know, as we all do. You know, I think everyone who's a comic book fan probably wanted to be a superhero at some point. You know, wants to be an orphan.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Yes.
Whoa.
So, comes from his own inspiration, like he was reading comics with his friends, like Batman Year 1 and everything. So I think that that's really cool. Another really fun piece of trivia, and I think this is great. Dave Lazuski is a real person. He won a contest. It was like a charity contest, and the goal of it was, if you win, you get to name the character.
That's so
And he
sweet.
named it after himself. It's really funny because he could have named it Captain Arsehat, but he didn't. He did it after himself. I think that is awesome.
And for charity as well.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
especially
That's
good.
super wholesome because it really brings in that real world aspect to it,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just great. And you haven't read the comics.
No.
It's the second comic. I think was the first time I read like a really violent comic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bit where they're killing all the superheroes off, and it's real bloody and gruesome. And it's the first time reading the comic, I was like, ooh, I feel a bit queasy.
Oh yeah, so it's that bad.
Like it's
proper.
brutal, yeah. Like I think Mark Strong's character from the film, great performance. He like shoots a dude in the head, and it's all in panel and everything, and it's just like there's brains and shit. I was 16, 17 at the time,
Yeah.
and I was like, ooh, yeesh. I know my uncle was like, because he bought me those comics like when I was 12.
Oh no.
And then he read through them and it was like, actually, you know what? I'm not going to give them to him just yet. I'll wait. And then, like, yeah, when I turned like 17, he was like, hey, I got you these comics, and you said you wanted to read them. And by that time, I watched the films and everything. So I went into them not expecting quite as much. Yeah, I read like the first page when I was 12, and I'm like, oh my god.
That's cool.
Yeah, because it's got the thing with the guy who crashes onto the car. It's a great scene, if you remember it.
A little bit.
Basically, it starts with a guy on a building, and he's like, I'm going to fly. And
Yep.
And it's like, it jumps off and then kills himself. Anyways, that's trivia and a bit about me. Moving on.
Was there one more bit of trivia?
Was
I
there?
think there was one more bit of trivia of another Kick-Ass.
Oh, right, I completely forgot, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was history, and I was going to cover it there, and I started covering trivia.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so, in 2018, they revamped Kick-Ass. If you go and look up Kick-Ass on Google, you will find Kick-Ass the Dave Lazuski years. This is because they revamped Kick-Ass, first off, with a new character, whose name was, let me have a look, Patience Lee. She's an Afghan war veteran, who becomes... so already an interesting history. So she basically becomes Kick-Ass after he's retired so that she can rob from criminals and stuff to then like help her family. I think that that's really admirable and really cool, and really cool way to revamp the character for a new generation. And then Hit Girl also got her own new series as well in February of 2018, which I haven't read either of these yet, because I didn't know they were out. But I really want to read them because they sound great. So Hit Girl basically goes international, which is hinted at the end of the second film, and it's like sort of talked about at the end of the Kick-Ass comics as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, she goes off international, just fighting crime, and I think that that's awesome. Yeah. So that's really fun, and I am excited because it means that there's more Kick-Ass for me to read. And also, we don't know, might be getting a Netflix adaptation.
That is what I heard, because, it's Miller, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Miller, and he
Millerworld
recently did the whole thing in Millerworld, Jupiter's Legacy, great show.
Oh, it did so well. Was it a great show?
I thought it was alright.
It was fine.
It was very fine.
It was very fine, is the perfect
Yeah,
example
they
of
only
that.
covered the first, 2 issues or something in that whole show. Yeah.
It went for so long.
It was 8 episodes, $200 million. I can't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but we're going to do it again.
$200 million.
It's crazy.
That's what a Game of Thrones Season 8 cost.
Yeah.
Where did the money... It looks terrible.
It does. It doesn't look
The costumes look fine.
I think the costumes are the best part. And the 1920s period looks really good, because they put a lot of money into that, because we would have had to build sets.
Yeah.
Do CGI for that period, for green screen and stuff.
Man,
that's a lot. So it's possible that we get another Kick-Ass adaptation. I hope so. I think it'd also be cool if they adapted Patience as Kick-Ass 2, I guess. But
maybe that's what we'll get since we've already got the movie.
Hope so. Sounds awesome.
Yeah,
let's move on to our favourite section.
Time for the wheel
of genres.
Let me just give it a spin, and we're going to find out.
Oh my god. Oh, this is cool. I finally get to see the wheel spin in person, and it's a beautiful colour wheel. Metroidvania?
No, it's a party game. Oh.
Interesting.
I didn't realise that had sound, so I'm glad the clapping came.
Sorry if you got excited for a Metroidvania and disappointed that it's a party game. That was what happened there was it was teetering on the edge.
It is on the line.
How do we do a party game?
A fucking party game for Kick-Ass. Okay. Well, I'm thinking board game.
Ooh. So not even computers, no computery things involved.
Oh, like an online.
Okay,
cool. Like a Mario Party.
Right, I'm with you now.
I'm thinking a Mario Party. There is actually... So the people who did... I think it's the people who did Game Beasts.
Yeah.
Did something called Pummel Party. And it's kind of like a dark Mario Party.
Oh.
With blood and shit and lasers and... You're properly killing people.
Yeah.
But in those, look it up. It's really... I've only played it once, but it is a lot of fun. And I feel like we can take...
4 to 8 player online and local multiplayer game. Pummel friends or AI using a wide array of absurd items.
Yeah, and it's got blood, it's got you're doing boards of toxic waste and explosions and shit. And it's got that kind of dodgy physics.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of game would work for a Kick-Ass.
I think so.
You can customize your own little superhero.
And again, taking the idea from your game, that's...
Which one? Which idea?
God damn, I'm blanking again. Taking the idea of creating your own character and not playing as Kick-Ass, but set in that world.
Yeah. And I feel like that would be a fun game. It'd be for adults, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Cool. Kick-Ass is for adults.
Yeah. An adult Mario Party with
Kick-Ass characters.
The mini game being bash the criminal's head.
Yeah.
And you have to mash A to smash.
If you did
it,
you'd be able to swing your hand around.
Yeah. Really dark mini games and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works, but
I think it works. I think it's interesting.
I think there's a market for it.
Yeah, probably.
I love Mario Party more than I probably should.
I haven't played it in so long.
It's so much fun.
There's a new one coming, and everyone's on the fence and excited.
You're on the fence. You said on the fence, then you looked at me with the biggest grin and a light in my eyes. And excited.
I'm just on the fence. It should be a DLC. But anyways,
That's 100 new minigames. That's a lot.
Yeah, expensive DLC.
An expansion.
Have I got any ideas for what I would do in this party game for Kick-Ass? I should, because I'm the one who knows about Kick-Ass.
Yeah, come on, you shit together. Maybe that's where it's helping me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just what's a cool superhero party game?
And there aren't really any.
No.
Except for Pummel Party, which isn't even a superhero thing.
No, but it's fun.
It is party. Okay.
I feel like that would be... Because Pummel Party still goes in the... knock the bomb to other people.
Yeah.
Avoid the lava pit.
And you would just basically make it knock the bomb towards the villains.
Yeah, but they explode into a bunch of...
explode and die. And you would play as villains as well, I think.
Would maybe.
Have 2 teams.
Yeah, that. Ooh.
Oh, like a kind of like a Fall Guys situation, even. Some of the minigames in that where you play as two teams and go up against each other, like soccer and stuff. But it's a
that'd be
bombing.
cool.
Yeah.
Team-based Mario Party. Okay, here's another idea. WarioWare. I want a Nintendo binge, apparently.
I've never played it.
Just little micro games.
Yeah.
Little 5-second at most. Have you've seen?
I've seen the trailer for the new one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it could have stuff like, sometimes we'll just say pull the hair, and there'll be a nose with a hair coming out. You got to pull it out, and it's the quickest. You get like 2 seconds to do it. You got to figure out the puzzle quickly. Again, another adult, like really disgusting. Shoot the people, and you got to quickly tap.
Yeah, shoot all the people. Make sure you don't hit the civilians.
Yeah.
Torture kick-ass, or whatever.
Yeah.
Doing it
Electrocute.
from a perspective. Yeah, like electrocute kick-ass. Yeah. That'd be cool. Is WarioWare a party game?
Kind of.
It can
Not
be.
really. It is single-player micro
Okay.
games, but like you can make it into.
Yeah.
I'm thinking have the micro games instead of full mini games.
It's like the other thing, like you could sort of take inspiration from like Jackbox and everything.
Yeah.
With like the, like, make a comic book sentence that would work in Kick-Ass. Yeah. Okay.
I enjoy that. I think Mario Party is still my
Like still the go-to.
kick-ass party.
Yeah. Then just call it Kick-Ass Party. And then,
A kick-ass party.
unsuspecting parents will buy it thinking, oh, Kick-Ass Party for my kids! Yep, okay, I think we did it.
I think that's my pitch. Have you come up with anything, or are you happy with my?
I'm happy with that. I think it's really cool.
All right.
I just don't know what I would do otherwise, because that's a party game and it's got Kick-Ass in. And I don't play enough party games either.
I love a good party game.
Yeah, they're cool. Like, I definitely enjoy them, but I don't buy them.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I don't have friends.
No. No, see, I love playing party games, especially on twitch.tv/forgotten donut
God.
every Saturday night. No, maybe not every Saturday. Most Saturday nights I'm playing a party game with my girlfriend.
You could do, like,
Cheap plug.
I was going to say like a Mario Kart type thing. Like a racer, but
Ooh.
with kick-ass characters. I don't know,
Okay.
because Mario Kart's a party game of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Right, that's definitely a party game.
I don't know what I'd add into it to make it more than, like, I just had that idea when you
The thing
saying
about
that.
the thing about kick-ass is that whatever we pick, it's just going to be that, but
But
violent,
violent, yeah.
but like bloody and gory.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
And that's the problem that The Boys falls into.
Yeah.
Great show. Comic. Disagree if you like.
Send us emails
Send us
at
emails at
adaptapalspod.com.
adaptapalspod.com.
No, .com, not at gmail.com.
Actually, yeah, let's say that again. Do we
Adaptapalspod.
just want to do the plugs?
Yeah, let's head into the plugs. then.
Okay, so if you want to hear more of me, Dustin Caldwell,
Mhm.
you can look me up
Or
on
stream it.
twitch.tv/Dustin_Caldwell, and you'll find my channel. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing Titanfall this week, so
Which you're really enjoying.
I
It's a really
loved
cool
it so
level.
much. It's a great game.
Future idea for a podcast: Titanfall into a movie.
Into a movie. I think that could work.
Yeah.
Because Titanfall's got a really interesting story.
Not the next
Um,
episode. We've already got that planned.
But the next
future
episode plan. And if you want to contact the podcast, you would just look for us at adaptapalspod@gmail.com.
Beautiful stuff.
If you want to contact Jack,
Just quickly, also you can find Adaptapals on Twitter
oh, we are
at Adaptapals.
It's just at
It's just at
Adaptapals, yeah.
Adaptapals. You don't even have to use the pod.
Can people comment and leave comments on streaming
I think
services?
they can. Streaming service.
Yeah.
Like the podcast. Maybe.
I don't know how it works.
You can when you write a review on iTunes or whatever particular podcasting app you happen to use. Just rate us 5 stars, leave us a comment. But if you have any idea for your ideal kick-ass game, what I meant to do was read out. I'm going to edit this part out.
Yeah,
I was going to read out Loki. The
I'm
Loki
doing
idea
it
that
now.
Ben had.
Yeah, I'm going to do it
Oh,
now.
we can do it now?
Yeah.
Alright, we actually got... Yeah. Here we go. Here's our last segment.
So here's a really, really, really cool thing. Had a friend who told us their idea for a Loki video game in response to our last episode.
I think we should do this at the start of the podcast next time.
Yes,
And,
I agree.
If you want to email in your favourite kick-ass game, we won't be able to read it this week because we're recording 2 in a row, but maybe we'll read it the week
We'll
after.
read it out, and it'll be great, new little segment. But so our friend basically said, you play as Loki, and your goal is to rule the 9 realms. You travel from place to place, defeating heroes and villains who don't want you to rule. Here's the selling point. As a way of really dipping into the trickster motif, As you defeat different heroes and villains, you pick up an ability of theirs, so you shapeshift into said hero or villain, and then use their abilities to defeat different enemies. The type of enemy would force you to combine or adapt these skills. Examples: Iron Man's Unibeam, combined with Captain America's Shield Toss, or Lightning with Thor, the Hulk stuff, Infinity Stone fuckery with Thanos if you somehow defeated Thanos' Loki. I think that's a really cool idea.
I like having it as like a Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
That kind of third-person action-y.
Never played Devil May Cry, but yeah.
But you know what the like very combat-based, very combo,
Yeah, absolutely.
Very combo, quick-based, because I feel like Loki's a very quick character.
Yeah.
He would be, if he was a fighter, he would just be in, out, dashing around.
Absolutely.
Stealing abilities is always fun.
I just love that as a concept. Just kill someone, steal their ability, or mimic it, essentially, is what he would be doing.
A Taskmaster video game would be fun.
Oh my god. We
Sorry.
can do Taskmaster
That's
soon
another
as well.
future, but yeah.
Because Black Widow's coming out.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
That was a future episode. I really enjoyed that idea. I think it's a lot of fun.
I just think it'd be great.
My brain, when I go to beat 'em up, always goes to that traditional 2D side-scroll 4-player. Didn't even think of having that like third-person action.
Exactly.
But I'm a big fan of it.
I'm not fans of those types of games that are like button mashy brawlers, like say Bayonetta.
Yep.
But I also do like the idea of this Loki game from my friend Ben. So that's really cool.
Thank you, Ben, for contacting us. We very much appreciate it. If you want your review or your own idea read out, hey, just send it.
Just do that, and we will read it out. And if it's shit, we'll say it's shit. And if it's great, we'll say it's great.
Yeah,
but we probably won't say it's shit because that's rude.
We're nice people. If it's shit, you'll be able to tell because we'll rework it.
Yeah,
we'll be able to be like, oh, it has promise. So if we instead did this,
we'll talk about the same way we talked about the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Are you okay today?
I'm not okay. Alright, so
you've done your plugs, now it's my plug time.
Your plugs.
Just find me, A Forgotten Donut, pretty much everywhere. You can find me on Twitter, @A Forgotten Donut. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/A Forgotten Donut. I'm probably other places eventually, but not right now. Those are the two places you can find me.
You know where you can find a Forgotten Donut?
Where?
Probably left it at the store.
Oh, how proud do you feel?
I feel so good about that.
I feel sick.
Yeah, I think
that's done.
I think that's it.
I think we're happy.
Thank you for listening to
Adaptapals. Oh, can you hear that? Here comes the theme tune ending. Here it comes. It's coming in. We've got a little theme tune to the...
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Thank you for listening to Adaptapals.
Many kisses. Beautiful.
No, we didn't do.
What did we do?
I forgot to do that this week. We asked the question. Kick ass.
Adaptable? Oh well.
Because I keep getting fluffed. I keep forgetting about it.
I forgot to say that we're doing Daredevil next week.
And we totally could have.
We're doing Daredevil next week.
Daredevil next week.
I'm leaving this in.